Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Rogue Trader. We're still in Comorra. We're in the Outer Spires now, I think. And we've got to go and, I don't know,
powers unseen
keep fighting some bad guys, messing people up and trying to affect our escape. So, where will we end up if we go here?
A space wolf never fails in their duty.
My warp sight reveals something.
You see a number of containers of some sort beyond this beyond the enclosure. Okay. Guess we'll demolish.
Duty prevails.
Oh, okay. What we got here? We've got a medium Drakari armor. All enemies in combat suffer -10 weapon skill and ballistic skill. +15 armor against human enemies. Interesting. Multi-charge, replace the one we lost. Using a non-attack ability grants the wearer a +5 bonus to dodge and parry for each adjacent enemy to the wearer. Each enemy adjacent to the wearer for 1 round, which stacks. Could be good for. I mean, potentially if you can wear it. But whenever the wearer is able to perform an attack of opportunity, they gain a stack of vengeance. The wearer's attacks of opportunity deal an additional agility times bonus times vengeance stacks damage. Okay. I don't like kind of building stuff around attacks of opportunity because although we can engineer it to an extent, it's still not something that just automatically happens. All right. Well, let's have a look if any of these things are any good for us. So we had a new Drakari armor. So we would lose... Yeah, so we'd lose 10% armor, but we'd gain the dodge. We'd lose the armor deflection, which I've kind of built around in his build. So yes, I don't see me using that. I'm not going to chuck it though. We'll keep it for now. What else do we have? So there were those glasses, but he can't equip those. That was the only one I really thought might work, and the other one was him, but he can't equip those either. Then we got some grenades and gloves, which again he can't use. Neither of the ones I'd probably use that on can use them. So, yeah, fine. All right. Well, not the most amazing haul, I must admit. For this set of
The world
builds anyway.
beneath my feet.
The gloves might work on our blood. I can't quite remember what he's got at the moment. Going on down there, isn't there? Okay, well, oh, hello. Cautious pilot. The 2 pilots are already disarmed and shackled. They give you a haunted look as you approach them, but do not dare say anything. You take a glance at the Xenos boat. Sure, its design in certain parts appear bizarre, but you can still guess their purpose. You could probably steer it. I can steer a gondola Owlcat. We do not need these pilots. Yeah, but you're not in the party. Kill them both. You're surplus to requirement.
Agony. What a pleasure.
You say so. Okay, so we don't need them anyway. I guess they're there if you don't have Owlcat or Marazai in the party, but we've got one. Okay, well, we've got a route up there, clearly.
I tread
I
a
don't think this is a
path
route, but there is something here.
unexplored.
The dim light sources of Comorra glow like swamp lights, making you dizzy and nauseous. We got the chest. Xenos things. We'll probably have quite a lot to trade when we finally get out of here. Which should be good. There's a couple of vendors I really want to get the rep higher on. Ooh. The gargantuan spire is too large to see in its entirety. Its true proportions are shrouded in shadows, and you feel as if those shadows try to envelop and swallow you whenever you look away. Grinning savagely, Ulfar says with undisguised joy,
I smell blood in the air, blood that is about to be spilt. I hear the echoes of clashing swords, and the terrified screams of Xenos writhing under our heel. Old Father, what a marvelous feast you have prepared for me.
The colours here are especially dark and dangerous. It is as if I am drowning in a bottomless ocean of billowing haze. But what is it? I feel a faint tremor coming from deep inside the spire, like the call of the Immaterium, except much purer.
The spire of the Reaving Tempest, the seat of my cabal, both a place to find respite from the scheming of our enemies and a deadly trap for those too weak and soft for our ranks.
Marazai tilts his head and glances at you.
The heart of the spire contains a secret, an ancient webway gate that has remained sealed for many, many aeons. Iremerus kept it in case Vegt's noose happened to tighten around the Cabal's neck. No one save for her and a certain other Cabalite knows exactly where in real space the gate leads. A perfect escape route, and I can open it for you.
How do you know how to unseal the gate? I find such deep trust between two Drakari too good to be true.
Trust? Oh, how unreliable. No, I simply abducted and tortured the Cabalite who was privy to this secret. There is even a chance that Iremerus believed the story about the pathetic weakling running off.
Alright, it's settled then. Let's get out this hole. He grips his weapon.
You cannot wait to leave Comora, and I cannot wait to pay my sister a visit. Rest assured, she is somewhere nearby.
I have, Marazai stops, searching for the right word.
A desire. Before we leave the spire, there is something I want to pick up, something memorable. I left it at the Cabal's abode. I do not want it to fall into the hands of others who, when carrion eaters and looters flood the spire after we are gone. There could be something in it for you.
He lets the last words hang in the air. Fine, just point out where we go.
Of course. First, we need to find my raider, most likely at the end of the dock outside the spire. Let's go to the end of this terrace before we enter the spire.
Elentak. Yoliet touches the glowing stone in her chest and turns her aching gaze to the spire. Her face is burdened with a strange expression, as if a roaring torrent of sadness, fear and rage is about to erupt. My kin from Crudarach are still there, I can sense it, as I can sense the flames of their souls inexorably going out. Fury and fear are devouring me from the inside out, and I do not know what frightens me more, the grim answers that hide behind the spire's walls, or the scars that my heart will bear once I discover them. Yet I must learn the truth about my world. Perhaps this is the day the outcast finds her path again. Come along, when we find the Farseers, you'll have your answers. You speak the truth, Elentak. Let us be on our way. We will tear their lives from the clutches of my insatiable cousins. She turns her face to you, and despite her tense expression, you see the corners of her mouth twitch. I find myself wondering if a single Farseer, gazing at the hazy visions of things yet to come, ever glimpsed a future where the key to their salvation stemmed from the duo of a monkey and an outcast. Alright, we got earlier, so I guess they've auto-dropped Cassia. How do we feel about that? Maybe? She is useful, Cassia, though, is the thing. Alright, well, let's roll with it for now. As for the webway gate that the Arabenian mentioned, for it to open before you and let you enter the webway, you would require help from one of our kind. Her brow furrows. I could try to open the gate, but to do that I would need a certain construct, a resonance device. The masters of this place must keep it close at hand. If you wish for me to use my knowledge and open a path out of Comora for us, find this item. Without it, I am powerless to make the webway allow us entry into its labyrinths. Marazai, what should we expect to find here?
Cabalites, witches, incubi, at Eremerus's side. He pauses for a moment, an expression of concern flashing across his pale features. That is all.
What's the plan, Elliot? Farseers are not easy captives to keep. Whatever the Dark Ones are using to repress my kin's powers, those tools will be noticeable. I will find a way to them.
Alright, venture into the depths. The spire of the Reaving Tempest welcomes you with muffled noises seeping from its dark walls. Distant voices, footsteps, and screams of pain.
Okay, so he wants us to go down to the end of the dock first. Oh, hang on. Find his motorbike by the sound of it. The vast towers of Comorra spring up out of the darkness surrounding the spire at insane angles, violating all the laws of physics and perspective.
Keep a sharp eye.
Marazai lightly leaps from the edge of the platform into the raider and begins inspecting it from the inside. You hear clicking and hissing as the Drakari opens and closes various hidden caches in the Skycraft's hull, accompanied by a muttered Xenos cursing. After a minute, Marazai bolts upright and freezes, clearly wrestling with his own irritation. A moment later, he cranes his neck to look down into the abyss beneath his feet.
Come here, Dahlia von Brunicus. Take a look at this view.
Strange suggestion, why would I want to do that? Marazai gives you an enigmatic look, a smile slowly creeping across his face.
Comorra is the greatest thing ever created by an intelligent race. Surely you wish to see it as it is meant to be seen, to behold it in all its magnificent detail.
Alright, let's go and look. If he pushes us, we'll have to reload. Hopefully he doesn't. The chasm yawns endlessly below, the cyclopean spires of Comorra piercing upward out of the gloom. The details of these vast structures are hidden by the hazy gloaming. The many lights on the spire's terraces, which resemble marsh gas, are all that bring colour to this bleak and awe-inspiring vista. The towering height takes your breath away, and you almost swoon, and then a gentle shove at your back makes you lose your balance. The moments stretch into an eternity. Your firm footing is swept out from under you, your heart stops beating entirely. The chasm below seems to rush up towards you, ready to swallow you whole. And then clawed fingers close around your wrist, halting your fall, but holding you suspended over the abyss. Marazai's laughter rings with dark delight when he finally tugs you back into the raider.
Terror. Unbridled, exquisite terror. Far more bite to it than the stale, predictable pain of torture victims. Oh, that burn in your chest, that tang in your mouth. Can you feel the blood roaring in your veins? Your heart battering out a march of triumph. Life becomes more vivid when death can come at any moment, Dahlia von Brunicus. I will continue to remind you of that.
Without giving you a chance to respond, Marazai steps over the side of the raider and returns to the platform.
The Tempest Cabalites have already picked the raider clean. That means that what I seek must be hidden somewhere in the spire. I think it's in the torture chamber. Once inside, we must proceed through the first chambers directly ahead and turn left, and then left again. Come, I intend to claim what is mine.
Alright, well there is something here though. Alright, we'll grab some of those, I guess. Interesting diversion. We need to level up Earliet as well. She's got a couple of levels to go. So she's just got this one here. Wild Hunt, which does make a number of attacks equal to the number of prey in combat. I don't tend to use it very much. This is potentially an interesting one. Could be good on bosses. I'll take it. And now we go into Exemplar. So I've kind of forgotten what these are, so I'm going to have to read through them, but I'll pause and then say what I chose. Yeah, I think it has to be this critical velocity, because she's got high dodge, So I think that's going to increase crit chance and damage by around 10%, perhaps, something like that. So we'll take that. I'll have to read through these. Actually, there's not too long a list. %, armor penetration against enemies that are 7 cells away or more. Could be. Could be. Myself would expose weaknesses. I can't. Why don't we get perception bonus that high? We'd have to put 7 exploits on something. It's quite high. No, I think we'll do. I think we'll do that one. We use Perfect Spot quite a lot. Okay, that's done. Let's have a quick look at her equipment as well. She's not been in the party for a little while, so we may have some new stuff she can equip. The Eye of Hecaton's pretty good, and then we've got this Deadshot Splinter Rifle that seems to be good as well. Not quite as good. But that's the... Oh, I see, yeah, this is her sort of burst weapon, which actually... it's pretty good, isn't it? Can she use the thing that gives her an extra burst damage? Yeah, I mean, she can, but... yeah, maybe, I don't know. Well, you don't know. Armor, she's wearing good armor for her anyway. Was this one I was going to give her? At the start of combat, inflicts the prey status on the enemy with the highest number of wounds without spending a charge, and grants a double bonus for killing it. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, I could probably lose this because she doesn't tend to shoot often enough to require a reload. So yeah, I think we'll do that. Okie doke. Okay, well, we're going to go into the spire, I think. So he wants us to go ahead, then take a left and take another left. We can talk to Abelard. Has he got anything to say? Oh, I see. We can redo the party. Interesting. So I might actually take Abelard back and maybe switch out Ulfar, who is fine. Don't get me wrong. I think he's okay anyway. But the fact that his charge is bugged and doesn't work, so he runs up something but doesn't hit it, that's quite a big thing. Plus he's a big guy to maneuver around some of these maps with a lot of obstacles and stuff. So although I don't mind Ulfar, I'm going to take Abelard back. Because I do like me some Abelard. Let's have a look how we're doing. Yeah, okay, yeah, those aren't our frontliners for sure. So we'll take Abelard and Marazai up front, and me and Argenta middle, and then we'll take the snipers at the back. Here we go. A bit levelling up still on Abelard as well. So what's his thing? Don't tend to use this very much. I mean, it's fine, don't get me wrong, it's just I kind of like the ones that do extra turns and stuff. Okay, one of these two, I think. I mean, getting temporary wounds is always... Oh, I already have this feature. What? Have I? Alright, okay, if you say so. Alright. Now the exemplar stuff. So, again, I will just pause it quickly. It could be something that we do toughness on, or... Alright, there's stuff around melee attacks as well. We'll probably take something like that, but let me just have a read through. Yeah, there's a few that I like in Abla, but I think I'll take this one, where every turn he's going to regain 10% of his hit points. He will take damage. He's not great at dodging, but his is more about sort of armor and damage mitigation. So he doesn't take huge amounts of damage, but the damage he does take, he'll be able to heal. So that's good. And a bunch of this stuff. Okay, again, I'll have a read through. Okay, I think I'll take this one. So charge and slash, which he does use, do not end his movement and can grant 15, in this case, 15% dodge for a round after use. So that seems pretty good. Take that. I'll have a quick look at his loadout as well. So I think we're pretty good on the armor. I quite like the Xenotech mesh. What's he got here? That's pretty good. I expect he is pretty good. I don't really like the melter gun though, I think. Feels a bit weak. So what I might do, I might give him another setup here. Like if we come up against machine enemies, he can sort of switch to that club and do more damage to them. Helmet-wise, whenever he dodges or parries an incoming attack, gains 10 momentum. That is pretty good for him, in fairness. Boots, okay, so he gains more parry when using swords, which he is. Does it have to be 2 swords? So his parry is 95. It's still 95. Okay. Hoping that that's fine. Look. Every time he dodges a melee attack, but he doesn't do a lot of dodging is the thing. They gain... Doesn't say parry though, does it? Does it mean parry as well? Because you dodge a ranged attack. They gain critical hit chance. Yeah, I mean maybe that's not great because it doesn't sound as though... he's not going to dodge a lot on 40% is the thing. 10 weapon skill, 5 strength. I think that is pretty good. More so than this. Yeah, I do quite like those. It's finding the right person to put them on, really. Yeah, I think that's probably okay. I think that's probably okay for a loadout on him. Alright, so let's go into this place.
Intriguing.
What is that? Sounds like something we should probably avoid. I'm just going to send Earlier up to kind of have a look at that Xenos lore.
For now. I have learned
Seems the Sinister's device can be disabled if you can get past it. Okay, yeah.
Will perish for this affront.
Wow, she took some wounds there too. Okay, Argenta. Use a big bag on her. Does that do anything? No, it still only gets rid of 1. Okay, we'll use the basic bags on her then.
The pain will subside. Your technology is
another one.
limited, but I am grateful.
Luckily we've got quite a few of these.
Be strong. Greater trials lie ahead. I must. Thank you.
I guess we'll take someone up. I might do Pascal. It might be a tech check. Potentially. Or it could be a Xenos check as well.
Speak,
Okay, we'll
Owlcat.
do a quick save. I don't really want to get hit in the face with this thing. Wait for it to go again.
I wander through the stars.
Oh, it is Xenos. Okay, good.
My success was inevitable.
Good. Okay, well let's rejoin.
Powers unseen uncover my path.
Now we'll take the left because I'm not sure exactly where he was saying to
I
go.
sense something nearby.
What was that? That's another Xenos thing. So we'll
What
do
is it?
Earliet. I'm glad we took her actually. Good having someone with high Xenos lore in the party in this area.
A trivial task.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
I keep hanging left really until we get to the place he told us about. Is this it? Doubtful.
Do I need to point it out for you?
I align my path with yours.
Hopefully
For
she
now.
can get around this.
I have learned much in my exile.
Here we go. I'm tempted to go... Yeah, I'm getting a bit... lost in the weeds here. So where have I gone? Okay, so this area I was thinking about maybe going down to next. Let's go around and have a look, I suppose. The Sinister Labyrinth looks like a deadly trap. It was probably created for just such a purpose.
Oh, too hard for a simple monkey.
Shut up.
The world will bow.
There's another trap up there.
None are better at searching. My success was inevitable.
Oh, another one.
A trivial task.
I'm not sure what it means by connect the platforms, but we can... Oh, okay. That's fine then. I'm getting so lost in here.
Embrace true power.
Okay, so let's send Earliet
The
through again
songs
just
of
to
my
disconnect
ancestors
that.
speak of stars long forgotten and worlds long gone. What a shame that you lack the capacity to understand even a single note.
Did she do it? I think she did. Okay.
Intriguing.
Oh,
I
we've
can
got,
cut
we've got
your
a fast here up
eyelids
here.
for you to see better.
I have learned much in my exile.
How fascinating.
Too hard for a simple monkey.
Shut up. She's so hostile. She should be contrite. Okay, we got this. We got this guy. Gaetan! Gaetan, my son! The Eldari Farseer's tortured body is barely moving. You have seen abject creatures like this before. Stitched together from several bodies, their miserable existence serves but to satisfy the homunculus master's morbid interest in perversions of the flesh. And yet, this one is not like the others. A twin face stitched together from parts of several male and female Eldari turns its unseeing gaze towards you. Its eyes have been crudely sewn shut. "You have come, my son!" A woman's ghostly whisper escapes the cut-up lips and oozing blood and pus. "Hold the line! Don't let the corruption spread further!" A commanding shout comes with a cough from inside the ripped-open thorax, where 3 hearts are beating inside a single ribcage, as in a prison of bone. "I finished the statue, Master." A fleeting, satisfied expression passes over the stitched face, as a suave young voice interrupts the warlike shouting. "We are all united in the shadow of the great tree, sister, until Kayla Mensha Kane claims our hearts." Your elucidator discerns yet another voice, soft and profound. "O Isha, mother of all life, may your blessing protect the children of Azurian from the abominations of bodily and spiritual torture." The Eldari's hand twitches as she reaches for her weapon. Nothing of your kin is left in this creature. End their suffering, Owlcat. "That is not so. The cursed homunculus has merged not just the Farseer's bodies, but their souls as well. They are still inside, in agony, torn to pieces by memories, their own and others. But I can sense the shadow of she who thirsts creeping ever closer to devour them and erase them from this world forever. I cannot let that happen." We loot him? Yes, we can. He had a crappy knife. Okay, quick look at the map. So he wanted us to basically come ahead. That could be the stash that he was talking about. I feel like this is the way to go, though. So we can get back there if we just kind of head west.
Let's seize the opportunity.
I don't want to progress until he's found what he's looking for. Yeah, I think we're doing it okay.
Empyrean guides my gaze.
Come back to that way. We're going to go this way first, though. Yeah, I think this is what he wants us to do.
Searching is my observance.
Oh, what's this? Ooh. We have a Desolation Blast pistol. I think we might already be using something like that. A sharpshooter rifle. Solid projectile. 24 to 36. Okay. So Owlcat. I think she's got a pretty good rifle at the moment though. Yeah, 30 to 45. How does this... Oh, she can't even use it. Right, Pascal, say, how does that compare to what he's using? I'm not going to replace it, obviously, but... Yeah, a bit more damage, but he can do the area attacks with other ones, so... We're not going to replace that. Marazai strides among the mysterious Xenos devices and presses his palm to one of the strange pieces resembling a pedestal. With a hiss, one of its sides suddenly opens like an airlock. The Drakari begins to examine the contents of the container. The thuds and clangs of objects being moved around ring harshly in the otherwise silent space. Meanwhile, your eyes are involuntarily drawn to the peculiar devices that fill the room. Let's look around. After the anatomical opera, you have not the slightest doubt about the purpose of the devices around you. You think you've seen some of them before in the homunculus's laboratory. Others are even more obscure in their design, but the gleaming needles, cutting blades and tubes and flasks filled with revolting liquids give a clear indication of the horrors they can wreak upon a living body. I do not need to be a seer to feel the pain permeating this place with my very being.
You feel the pain, cousin.
Marazai does not even turn around to look at Owlcat.
Your re-education has clearly already borne fruit.
Lord Captain, Abelard looks around warily. For the Emperor's sake, we need to move. Let's take a step closer. Success. As you gaze upon the machine's strange articulations, the tubes that end in sharp-tipped needles, and the instruments of the most bizarre shapes, you begin to have a slight suspicion about what these devices do to their victims. I don't know if that will show up in the footage, but the EA apps just suddenly tried opening on my machine for unknown reasons, but it's closed now. Chemical injections, dismemberment, mental torment. For a moment your stomach churns at the thought of what it means to be subjected to these tools. The Chamber of Satiation. The Drakari turns to you, holding something in his hands. A place of reflection and pleasure. This is where Raks do their tinkering, working on new captives in anticipation of a hungry Kabbalite who will appreciate their artistry. If Tavantius' servants were here, I could show you more, Dahlia von Berinicus. Marazai chuckles as if he's just made a joke and his eyes are burning embers. For instance, how to skin a monkey without killing it, or how to turn an Eldari into material for a charming trinket that will delight you for the rest of your life. But alas, another time. Your interest pleases me. Here, take this. Consider it a reward for your diligence. Oh, great. More grenades I won't use. Marazai carelessly dumps the items he retrieved from the container into your arms. The chamber's in the heart of the spire, not far from the Webway Gate. Perhaps there I will find what my soul so desperately craves. Let us hurry. Heart of the spire. Okay. Well, let's take another look in this chest. Okay, got bits and bobs. Alright, yeah, okay, so that looks a little bit like a dead end, doesn't it? So let's, we can do that. And we'll go back to what I think is probably the main way to progress.
Did you hope to see an Azuriani fail?
Iliad!
The Emperor sets my path.
Oh well, I've got plenty of healing
Pain
kits.
will subside.
Your technology is limited, but I am grateful.
I got a medica check, but...
Never doubt me.
The corpse was dismembered and then reassembled, apparently while still alive. Numerous stitches and burns indicate the surgeon was not concerned with humane treatment.
The world will bow.
The view of the intertwining and intricate passages of the labyrinth fascinates and draws the eye. Indeed.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Oh, it does still extend around here, actually. But it does look like it's
Keep
a dead
a
end.
sharp eye.
What's that? Main hall. I don't want to go to the main hall yet. We want to continue exploring this area.
A trivial task.
I tread a path unexplored.
So, with that in mind, I guess we go back to here. Look around this area again. There's like some loot here I didn't notice as well. I think it's down here. The thick stack of pages made of a strange material has been hastily tied with a coarse piece of string. Pages are covered in sharp, uneven handwriting and have brown stains on them. Goal: several-fold increase in veil energy. Note: enhancing the veil connection will require merging the minds of 4 specimens. Note: 4 individuals, 2 males and 2 females selected from among Crudarach farseers. Aside from their veil connection, the specimens have no common traits. Merging process expected to be fascinatingly painful. Stage 1. Hearts of 3 Eldari placed inside the thorax of the 4th. Well, this is probably what happened to that guy we found. The most resilient among them. Redundant original heart removed. Other internal organs preserved. Specimens conscious throughout the surgeries. Despite the blockers, the partial brain transplants are accompanied by several energy discharges, resulting in equipment damage. The potential is amazing. The integrated subject was punished by an intramuscular injection of an acidic solution that erodes soft tissue from the inside. Stage 3. Subject stable and controllable, undergoing significant physical and psycho-emotional distress as the Eldari minds are becoming aware of the situation. The energy discharges increase every time the blockers are eased or pain receptors are directly stimulated, confirming the expected result. In order to intensify the pain experience, the subject will be nourished by essences of its own torture. Stage 4. The Eldari consciousnesses are trying to consume one another, perhaps in order to lower the net pain awareness. Curious. The subject must continue to be saturated with its autogenic agony, with added psychotranquilizer injections. Note, enhance the subject's physical suffering with internal bone tissue disintegration. After that, the notes become indecipherable. I'm not going to collect that, though. I don't think it's, like, questy. I think it's, just flavour. Let's see what we got down here. Some goods. Give us the goods. Medica check.
I better myself through my service.
Whoever is imprisoned inside the capsule, they are moving ever so slightly. Was that a pass? It was a pass. Oh, that's good. Well done, Argenta.
Intriguing.
Medica is one of the skills I really should improve a bit. What's this? More notes. Alright, Deliverance as the activation order code word. Excellent. 43. Sequential joint removal, starting with the fingers. The process resulted in death, as in every previous instance. The body will be reformed and regrown. 59. Internal organs excised and placed into an alkaline solution without severance from the nervous system. The subject is observing its dismemberment and experiencing the pain at its full intensity. The agony strengthens the connection to the veil, but the body is weak and inevitably perishes. 71. The subject's body disintegrates faster with each new assembly. Thermobox introduced into the torso for alternate cooling and heating with constant electrical stimulation. The subject survived for 4 minutes longer compared to the previous resurrection. 75. Physical torture discontinued. Audio-visual headband placed on the subject's head to broadcast images of its suffering kin into its consciousness. Cardiac arrest recorded 19 minutes later. 96. Subject in possession of all previous knowledge, including memories of pain and death, and therefore fully compliant. Phenomenal strengthening of the veil connection observed, but the body survives for no longer than 3 minutes under any set of conditions. Okay.
Embrace true
Look at the
power.
sight of something.
Okay, I don't quite want to push on just yet in case this goes into like combat or something. Let's just backtrack slightly and go into like the other area.
The world will bow.
Oh. Okay, Morag. What a strange feeling. Elliot clutches her head and her eyes dart around the torture chamber. Kayla Mensha Kane, take my heart. Placed on a grimstone pedestal in front of you is an intricate game board, broadly similar to the one Regicide players use. Remember, Regicide is the one that's a bit similar to chess. Miniature figures of Drakari and Azuriani, skillfully fashioned out of onyx and wraithbone, are frozen in elegant poses opposite each other. Several of them are toppled, and for a moment you think you see fresh blood running from underneath the game pieces down the small grooves carved in the board. I do not like the look of this. Elliot stares at the game board, stunned. Your words never reached her ears, as sensitive as they are. Quiet, please stop torturing my mind. I will not let you become another spirit on the wind, not for the light of a million stars. Just let me explain myself. Elliot, what's... Oh, I did the wrong thing. What did I forgot. I didn't even know what I said. Elliot, you were talking to pieces on a game board. I meant to do the other one. I left Crudarach because that was my path. Is that not what you have been teaching us from birth until the final moments of our lives? I can hear it very well, the mournful lament of our brothers and sisters tortured to death in this room. I would prefer not to hear it, but I cannot. As clearly as I hear the melody of your soul's torment, but don't you dare. There is no need to blame me for what happened to you. Elliot clenches her jaw and seems to stop breathing entirely. Let's do an intelligence success. One of the Farseers is trapped in the game board, correct? Your words snap Elliot back from her lapse of reason. How did you know? A monkey is incapable of hearing the call of the immortal soul of a child of Azurian. Could it have been a simple guess? Yet you are absolutely right, Elentak. In their torture, the Dark Ones go far beyond the limits of the possible. For imprisoned within these game pieces, within this board designed for games that intrigue the mind, is the soul of a Farseer. Why would the Drakari imprison a Farseer's soul in a board game? Why does the wind blow and the rain fall? Why does starlight illuminate our path and darkness dismay us? It is their nature, for that is the way of the world. The Dark Ones feed on despair and suffering, while the Farseers are powerful beings of unbending will, whose souls, however, are brittle. Every move on this game board causes the Farseer nothing but pain. She feels everything, sees everything, and is aware of everything. She dies with each taken piece and is resurrected at the end of the game. Owlcat twists her mouth and averts her guilt-ridden gaze. What did she say? That I am a traitor and my path is paved with the bodies of my kin. That I am an outcast who carries the blame for the destruction of my home, since I heard the call of our dying ancestors but did not return in time, and that it should have been me in her place. The pain and suffering have damaged the Farseer's mind. You cannot have saved Crudarach. You could not have saved Crudarach alone. But I could have protected my home and met my end alongside the others. Owlcat's own words make her shudder as she stares at the flayed bodies of her brothers and sisters. Still, for as long as at least one child of Crudarach is alive, its memory will not vanish, and I am yet to reach the end of my path. The seed planted long ago is yet to grow and bring forth the flower of truth. We could take her to the ship and save what's left. It is hard to say how much more suffering her soul has yet to endure before we leave the city. She may even be devoured by Sillenthresh on the way, as forms like these make our souls very brittle and defenseless. But if you think there is a chance she can be saved, I will not stand in your way. Okay. I mean, we might be able to do something about it, I don't know. You can kind of see why people didn't want Marazai in the party, though. This is the kind of stuff they get up to. Yeah, we'll use a multi-key then.
My success was
What do we
inevitable.
got? We got Gloves of Rapid Desolation. Increases the rate of fire of the wearer's weapon by 1. Each time an enemy is killed, Perplexed is inflicted on all other enemies in a 2-cell radius. So that sounds really good for Argenta. I can't remember what she's got at the moment. Recoil War Boots. Whenever the wearer attacks an enemy behind cover with a ranged attack, cover efficiency is decreased by 40% for that. I mean, that sounds really good for her as well. That recoil also affecting her stuff. Ooh, yeah, okay, good Argenta gear there. Let's go and see how that stacks to what she's got now. Whenever the wearer performs a Owlcat, recover all wounds and gain 2 AP this turn. I mean, that's fine and all, but I like these ones we just got. Which ones were they? Yeah, I mean, that just seems really good for her. And then there was the this. So she's okay. So she's wearing something reduced recoil by 50%, which is good. Versus getting another bullet. What does Perplex do? Each stack inflicts a -10 penalty to any ballistic skill, weapon skill, intelligence, or perception test. I mean, that's by the by, I guess. A little bit. I do quite like her recoil being reduced. Even more now. So, I mean, that's 15. It's not. This is 50%. So, I don't know in what order that'll be applied, but this has got. I thought that was 40. I wonder if that's affected by these already. Yeah, you see that's gone to 40 now. So that seems really good, actually. And then the gloves. If she takes those off now, they're still 25, but I reckon that's probably applied when she's shooting on. Yeah, but that seems really good. So nice find there.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Ooh, okay, we've got a little bit of combat down here by the look of it. I think those are just the 2 diaries I
Powers
found.
unseen uncover my path.
I think this is going to be... Okay, so they're not targetable now, so that makes me think there's going to be a little cutscene here. Can I get down here to look at the goods?
This was a worthwhile investment.
Maybe we can disarm this first.
I have learned much in my
A
exile.
revelation was sent to
The
me.
set of symbols looks unfinished, as if you only have half of the mysterious message in front of you.
Intriguing.
Alright, well I guess we'll come in and fight these bloodthirsty experiments.
Xenos filth!
Oh, okay.
We are called to battle.
No cutscene, it just didn't look like I could target them. How many have we got? We've got 12. Yeah, okay. Right, so who's going first? Oh, why are we not going for ages? That's what happens when you don't have Cassia in the party. Alright, so could be a decent sniper nest. Nothing amazing. I guess I'll pop her there. Pascal, I'll probably pop there. Marazai we want kind of up close and personal. Same with Abelard. Genta, she's going reasonably soon, so yeah, we'll pop her there. And me, probably not going for ages. I'll just nip into cover there, and we'll start.
You will pay dearly for your actions.
That's the counter attack.
Pitiful attempt. Target well. I'll return this favor.
Yeah, I'm glad I brought
tenfold.
Abelard back. He's very good. He's very good. Alright, can we see the Disciple of Pain? We can. Okay, so let's... We'll take perfect spot. Mark them as prey, so we get the crit.
That is beneath me.
What?
You cannot force me, Elantak.
Okay, don't really get that.
I will not. I understand your intent.
Get this one as well.
If it serves your cause.
There's probably enough buffing on it. Potential to be a one-hit kill.
No
Quite.
weakness is
Good though.
hidden from my sight.
On fire. Can I definitely not put prey on it? I can't. Alright, well let's put... No, leave it for now. Argenta. That seems pretty good. So let's go with... we'll do
Doubt is
this.
for the weak.
Take concentrated fire. Take a wildfire.
Just a
Oh,
taste
no.
of what I'll inflict in
Kind of
retaliation.
didn't realise Marazai was there. Sorry.
Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands,
I'll return this favor tenfold.
I can only do 2 damage. Okay, the question is, what high momentum do I do? I think we give her an extra go
His
per
will
turn,
made manifest.
or an extra attack per turn. That feels pretty good.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act. This is why I was chosen.
Heal my wounds.
Oh, didn't hit that one at all. Thought I would. I only hit that one, so that's not bad. Okay. Now it's me.
Through chaos I stride.
What is this one? I forgot. Didn't see this one here. do
Purpose
this.
guides me.
Why am I not hitting this one?
One step closer.
High momentum.
Whispers, guide my hand.
We're still not hitting this. Why are we not hitting this one? Is something to do with this? Damage dealt to it is reduced by 100%. Oh, I wish I'd known. Oh, okay. I mean, that's on me for not checking out what that injector did to them, but...
Isha, heal my wounds.
Alright, Pascal, we've got any grouped up? There's those. Can he hit that far? Really? Go, first of all, let's make everyone on fire explode.
A beautiful attempt.
Can he shoot? He can shoot that one. Okay, so let's...
Running
Up there,
by
see what I've got.
override. My vow is to serve.
Well, we'll do that for now. So 4 on here.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Is that just a miss? Right.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Okay. Well. Just want to check it. This one I don't. This one might have it actually. Yeah, it does.
That's ethically sound.
I keep forgetting that one's there. Actually, I can get to within melee range of it. So maybe we'll do double attack on it. This doesn't seem... Maybe it's just on him it doesn't seem good. It's good on Marazai. We'll do a fainting attack.
Grey hair, sure hair.
Educate you on the art of pain.
Indeed.
We'll shoot him with a flamer.
Victory is
You unleash my fury.
It will be done.
A work for a flesh crafter.
Where's my actual go? Yeah, so pointless doing anything with them. This guy is annoying. He's got... I can't even see how much health he's got. It's not going to be much. I think I'm just going to take the attack of opportunity. I want to get up here. Oh, he's got that thing on him as well. Maybe I could... those
Ravage and
guys.
conquer. I will triumph. Ruin, death shall reign.
Got both of them anyway. I suppose I can give Abelard more. Get another go.
I need no guidance.
I will tear your heart out for this.
Purpose guides me.
There we go. Stay on fire. Who have we got? Marazai. So, well, let's
Slow and painful is the way.
go for this one.
Oblivion approaches.
Let's get a different opening.
Behold!
Let's...
It is a perfect healing strike. The darkness.
Any chance I get over there? Not really. Maybe do that. And then this.
With grace, I'll return this favor tenfold.
No, he's a bit low because Argenta shot him so much. Oh, I see, because he's got two weapons. Okay, we'll use main weapon. We'll see what that does.
I will be your
Insta-kill. There we go.
I will endure.
My ears are ringing.
Okay, has this guy lost... I think he's lost his invulnerability now, so... see if
This
we can take him
tedium is
down.
beneath me.
He's not in cover, though we are. Let's mark him as
I
prey.
am not your Xenos pet, monkey.
Colour bold.
I understand your intent. Another soul slips beyond the veil.
Oh, she shot Marazai as well. Okay. What I might do then, I might mark this one as prey. Then we'll just quickly do a claim the bounty. It won't kill him, but...
If it serves your cause, I deal death
maybe
with
it
my
will.
hands.
Do we want to have movement? I think it's fine. Argenta, who have we got? So we got this one now. These two, really, but I don't think she can hit both. So let's go on the Disciple of Pain.
Guided by faith.
Do that. We'll take a
I'll do it.
one wildfire, why not? We'll take a devastating attack.
That is not the Emperor's will.
There he goes.
The art of pain.
Faith
Goblin
without
slaughter.
deeds is worthless. As the
little run.
Emperor commands, I act. I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
And we might as well do a bit of fiery vengeance on this guy. Oh, he looks like he's got the thing still active. Wonder if we can still set him on fire.
I'll
Yes.
return this favor tenfold.
Pascal. So we probably want to take down this Disciple of Pain, I think.
Is the tread of his faithful.
He's only got 23 hit points, so I don't think we need to be too fancy even. Let's just shoot him.
Running binary override. You will pay dearly for your actions.
So we're down to this one guy who we can't currently kill. Which is a bit annoying. But let's just get
My
people in
place is at
position, I
the fore.
suppose.
At your beck and call.
I'll try this.
I'll return this favor tenfold.
Really. Me. Just make sure. Oh, he's not on fire anymore. He's on fire now. Oh, that did something. Okay, what about this?
Purpose guides me.
Alright, well,
There is no
Everyone
mercy
shoot him.
found in my heart.
Wade Monkey, extend a helping hand and I will show you the way home. Don't know who that was. Okay, well, anyway, let's gather up our stuff. Some traps as well, obviously.
What is it?
Yeah, maybe initiate those.
I need to find the answers. Too hard for a simple monkey?
Oh, what?
A trivial task. State your intention. I have learned much
Okay,
in my
so we've got
exile.
a logic test up here. I don't know if we should activate that.
Can't hide from me.
Too hard for a simple monkey.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Not sure what happened, but I think it's opened this up. Assault Cloak. The wearer gains a 5% parry reduction and dodge reduction to their melee area attacks for each creature targeted by that area attack. I don't use area attacks a lot. Enemies rarely are grouped up like that. Wraithbone Woven Battlesuit. Armor restores wounds each round. Plus 10% armor. Interesting.
Entertain me.
I'll leave him in that for now. I don't know where this went down. It was really high at one point, and now it's not. I don't know quite why. More goods to look at. What's this? Webway resonance device. Oh, that's something we're going to need, I think. Got more notes here, it looks like. Okay, the journal entries are written in an angular but surprisingly tidy hand, as if the writer deliberated meticulously over every word. The notes are supplemented by diagrams and formulae. The Farseer's mind is aggressively resisting external interference. The mind maggot perished instantly upon being introduced into the system, which has never been observed before. Interesting. As punishment, the subject was placed in vibroshackles that chip away at limb bones. Ooh. Mind maggot enhanced with a power implant. Subject placed in a red-hot metal capsule during the introduction of the parasite. Despite the pain and the parasite in its system, the subject succeeded in addressing the veil. Parasite destruction detected 2 minutes into its presence in the subject's body. Unreadable diagrams. Mind maggot enhanced with poison that suppresses the host's psychic functions and plays successfully inside its victim. The parasite's vital functions persist, yet with no sign of compliance on the part of the host. Unacceptable. Subject punished by partial skin removal and suspension by the detached areas of skin. Experiment finished. Result negative. For as long as the subject remains capable of combating the mind maggot's presence, pain is the only available method of suppression. Subject to be placed in a capsule with slowly rotating blades until further instructions. Okay, well I'm guessing that's going to apply to whoever this is, so why don't we activate this mechanism? Somewhere an unseen mechanism stirs to life. Eklendil. Despite his many bleeding wounds, the stately Eldari calmly straightens his shoulders and raises his narrow chin as he scrutinizes you with his keen gaze. The mysterious blue lights glimmer in his emerald green eyes. A monkey and an outcast have found their way into the heart of the Dark City to save what little remains. The universe is full of cruel surprises, but this is an outcome I managed to foresee. You have foreseen our meeting, but could not avoid being captured. What is the point of your prophecies, then? Owlcat glares daggers at her fellow Eldari, but he does not look away. The Farseer frowns. His face reflects guilt and grief, and yet he says gently, I am glad our paths have crossed again, my child. It is a great relief for me to know you are alive, and a great joy to see how much firmer of spirit and mind you have grown over your years of exile. I think we have a lot to talk about. Okay, let's make an Eldari greeting with our hands. You have got yourself a most amusing monkey to keep you company, Owlcat. She understands our language and even knows a thing or two about customary greetings. Not that any of it makes her a worthy companion for you to have on your path. It is the Owlcat who keeps me at her side. Were it not for her, my soul would have long left this body, or else I would have been devoured by a minion of She Who Thirsts, and I would never have learned the truth of what happened to Crudarach. Perhaps we ought to start by introducing ourselves. Of course, Owlcat. One forgets one's good manners all too easily in the Dark City. Owlcat can barely contain her fury as she gestures towards her fellow Eldari. Standing before you is Eklendil Maesh, who walks the path of the Farseer. He is the all-seeing eye and timeless sentinel of Crudarach. He was, that is. Either way, a monkey's name is not the kind of thing he would be particularly interested in case you were expecting me to introduce you in turn. He will forget your name as serenely as one forgets a troubled dream in the morning. Owlcat. Now that is a word I have not heard in years. The Farseer does not even look in your direction. There were other Farseers besides you in the spire. Between the homunculus's tortures, I was able to glance inside my kin's desperate minds. I saw every soul that was extinguished in this spire. I sang a lament for every brother and sister sacrificed by the Dark Ones. I carry their memory in my heart, and if I get out of here alive, their names will not be forgotten. Your senses fail you, Eklendil. Many died, but not all. Owlcat turns around and sharply points to the game board containing the Farseer's soul. I was unable to save her, but you could have tried. The Eldari recoils as he looks at the bloodied game board. What is this? Explain yourself, monkey.
What in all the gods' names made you decide to torture one of my sisters? Are you aware that a Farseer's soul is imprisoned in this object, and that your every touch causes unspeakable pain to her immortal soul?
I did what I could to save it, but I could only do so much. His expression is inscrutable, but he struggles to speak.
You have set me free, and I am grateful for the rescue. But what you are doing is wrong. I can free my sister's tortured soul if you let me. Monkey, I am asking you for one more favor.
Do it. Let the lay to rest the wretched soul imprisoned in this object. Juliet blinks in surprise. In her eyes there is a faint and fleeting trace of softness and gratitude.
Really? I must confess I have set little store by your species in the past. Perhaps, in some regards, I was wrong to do so.
The Xenos nods in gratitude, finds a spirit stone on one of the homunculus's desks, and chants a few unfamiliar words, which your elucidator does not catch. Dark blood pours out of the gameboard in the Eldari's hands, but as soon as he finishes his chant, a warm glow suffuses the stone he is holding.
It is done.
You said you would help us find our way home. What did you mean?
In the countless hours I spent in the homunculus's cage were not all spent in the throes of agony. I listened, I observed, I absorbed, and I soon learned that an age-old gate built by our ancestors is hidden in the heart of the spire, a webway gate connected to the world outside. I can unseal it and forge our path to salvation. I can help you make your way out of the Dark City and leave this place behind, but you must take me to the gate. My mind is still firm and my spirit is unbreakable. My body, on the other hand, will not soon forget pain's embrace.
What is the point of your questions, Elentak? I can guide you to the gate myself, but not before Eklendil Meersh, who walks the path of the Farseer, the all-seeing eye and timeless sentinel of Crudarach, pours the light of truth into the bottomless well of my fear and doubt. The Farseer is at your disposal, Juliet.
I feared this moment would never come.
She takes a deep breath and looks into the Farseer's eyes. Look at me, Eklendil, and tell me what adversity befell our home. As a council member, you cannot possibly be unaware of the truth. And Eklendil, do not even consider hiding anything from me.
Sometimes ignorance truly is bliss, my child, but I cannot deny you your right to know the truth.
The Farseer tosses back his head and his voice sounds like rolling thunder.
When we found ourselves amid the stars of this stellar fabric, we encountered a Monkey ship. A ship much too puny to take on an Azuriani world, or so we thought. Until the Council was struck with a vision of the horror to come. This ship would be our doom. Not only for us on Crudarach, but for all Eldari kind among the nearby stars, and even for those whose paths stretched far beyond the stars. We could not allow such a thing to happen. When the ship approached, we pierced it with 100 salvos and then rejoiced, for among the wreckage the Rangers found no trace of the foreseen curse. Azurian, how wrong we were. The ships that returned from their reconnaissance to our starports were already carrying it on their wings. Whether it was a scratch from a passing wreck or the infected ashes of the Monkey ship that the cosmic winds had not had time to disperse, the plague crept into our home and immediately began to eat away at the craft world's very flesh. In the Infinity Circuit, the souls of the ancestors battled the spreading pestilence ferociously, but the world was falling apart and there was no stopping it. Spires collapsed, rivers dried up, the ground itself sank, and all living things turned into a strange blend of organic matter and metal. We fought for our home until the very end, but when it became clear that Crudarach was beyond saving, the Council decided to gather all who remained, board them on the surviving shuttles, and scatter them across the galaxy to look for salvation. And that was what we did.
But who steered the infected vessel towards Crudarach?
I am afraid you already know the answer, Elentak. You just cannot accept it. Your predecessor, she who previously owned this vessel and your entire protectorate, the monkey who kept a piece of my homeworld in her study, like a trifle or trophy of no great significance.
So, it was your accursed kind. Eklendil's eyes light with golden radiance.
Wait, Eklendil. Shedding innocent blood will not bring our home back. The Elentak is guilty only of helping me reach this place and free you.
The blood of the executioner of our people flows through the veins of the one you long to save.
What has the monkey done to deserve your mercy? Golden sparks slowly die away, and the Farseer wearily closes his eyes. You said a disease broke out aboard the ship. You want to know how your kinspeople destroyed my world, so you can follow their example? Answer the question, Eklendil, not for the monkey's amusement, but for the sake of those whose souls dissolved in infinity. At first we thought the monkey were in the service of the greatest enemy of our kind, the one who lurks beyond the edge of reality. But the world's affliction manifested itself differently. It distorted Crudarach while avoiding encounters with the souls of our ancestors. We were waiting for Silanthrash, the destroyer of souls, to burst her way in through the gaping wounds of the world, yet her gaze was directed away from our suffering. No one ever managed to identify the nature of the curse, even as we watched it destroy our home, and so, having lost all hope of saving it, we fled. How did you end up here? Our twisted cousins found our arks in the void's cold embrace. At first it seemed they were going to save us, to extend a helping hand, and so we told them what had happened to Crudarach and where to look for it. But our cousins' souls are dark and thirst for blood. My ark was one of the first they seized. The Drakari massacred hundreds of thousands of their own kind for fleeting pleasure's sake, and enslaved the Farseers for their accursed experiments. And that, monkey, is how I ended up hanging in this cage. Is Crudarach completely destroyed? The Arabenian took care of what remained, but that is none of your concern, monkey. Elliot is silent for a while and then says coldly, But Eklendil, how did Crudarach end up in the Expanse, this close to monkey ships and the Dark One's hunting grounds? That was the path chosen by the Council, my child. We had charted Crudarach's course among the stars for years, and no one had an inkling of the terrible fate that would await us in the place that promised us salvation. No one knew. The Farseer looks away for a mere second, but an itching sensation immediately burrows its way into the base of your skull. Something is wrong here. The paths I have walked have taught me a great deal, to see the truth where it is concealed, and not to hesitate to cut off the head of a lying snake that tries to coil around my heart. Iliet stares unblinkingly at her fellow Eldari, fury gleaming in her eyes. If the entire Farseer Council failed to foresee their world's doom, then everything the children of Resurian have been taught about the paths for centuries is a lie. You are hiding something, Eklendil. Speak now. How dare you take that tone with me, outcast? I am not obliged to justify myself before you, let alone protest my innocence. Good persuasion check. Very bad coercion checks. We freed you from the homunculus's torture chamber, Eklendil, and this is the thanks we get? Farseer's emerald green eyes are filled with despair. We had been steering Crudarach along a course prophesied by the stars themselves until Sha'ael's tumultuous currents cast us to the edge of the Great Wound. A storm was coming, threatening to sweep Crudarach away from its path, and so the Council decided on a route to safety, across the nearest islet of Hope, and into the place known among the Monkey as the Coronis Expanse. We stood by our decision, but there came a point where the prophecies became ever darker and more unsettling. Someone proposed altering the course, but the closing grip of raging Sha'ael was blocking our path on all sides. It was then that the Council's opinion was split. My vote was the deciding one in that difficult debate, for I believed that the prophecy that had promised us salvation in the Expanse could not have been a lie. You already know what happened next. The Farseer closes his eyes and turns away, unwilling to meet Iliet's gaze. So we were doomed. I should have stayed on Crudarach. I could have tried to help those who survived the disaster. If only I had not chosen the accursed path and left the cursed craft world, I could at least try to have saved someone. So the Xenos one, even though it's a lower percentage chance. It's just, so what do we say? Was it not the Farseers who made a bad decision? What difference would it have made if you had been on Crudarach? The Farseers. It was not beyond their power. They led Crudarach to prosperity for years, only to become too blind to what was going on around them. Had they not followed the prophecy as the old customs required, had they changed course instead, Crudarach might still be whole. There is no bringing back the past, but you can try to change your people's future. Owlcat stays silent for a long time, peering into the face of the Farseer standing across from her. Calm and collected, he looks prepared to meet his fate. Finally, Owlcat replies, "We are both guilty and both deserve a fate much more terrible than death. However, it is too early for us to leave this world before we have atoned for our guilt. Come with me, Eklendil. We have a lot to do before the Great Oblivion. We will find our brothers and sisters and protect them from those who seek to harm them. Perhaps we may even find a new home." Your words are like a healing melody flowing into my tormented soul. For the first time, a slight smile graces the Farseer's lips. "I accept your proposal, my child." Well, interesting stuff. But I think we'll probably leave it there for now. A quick look at the map. Oh, okay. It's all blacked out for some reason, but I think we've basically done everything except go into the next area. So, you could say that I think we've done everything in this area. I'm just going to go up here and see if these are lootable, secret lootables. They're not. But yeah, we'll leave it there. We'll come back next time and we'll head into the main hall, I think it said it was, of this spire. Getting ever closer to our escape and our return to the Void Ship, which would be nice. But thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, if you could hit the thumbs up button, that'd be great. If you could leave me a comment, let me know what you think about the game, this particular area. You know, Komorra. Let me know what you think of it. And if you're watching this and haven't already subscribed to the channel, it'd be great if you could do that as well. So thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.